The next part of the blood lab, or physiology part of it anyway, deals with blood typing. Remember, everybody has a blood type based on the antigens that are found on the surface of your red blood cells. If you have A antigens on your red blood cells, then you're type A, but your body is used to that, so your body doesn't react badly to it. If you have B antigens, you have type B. If you have both, you have type AB. If you have none of them, you have type 0 or type O blood, which means you don't have any antigens. To donate or receive blood, you can only exchange blood with somebody that has the same antigens that you do or already has whatever you have. If you give them something they don't already have, they'll react to it like they've gotten some foreign thing in their body, and their immune system will attack the blood and cause it to stick together or agglutinate. And it can be lethal. So you can either have none of them. You can have A, you can have B, or you can have AB. So you have O, A, B, AB. And on top of that, you can either have the RH factor or not. So you can have O negative, meaning you don't have the O and you don't have the RH. Or you can be O positive, meaning you don't have the A or B, but you do have the RH. It's kind of a confusing way to think about it, but there's nothing I can do about it. They didn't ask me. So we're going to test for these three antigens. You have these little test things here, and you're testing for the A antigen, the B one, and the RH. If the A blobs up, then you have the A antigen, and that means you're type A. If A and B both do, you're AB. If the RH blobs up, then you're positive for the RH, so you might be AB positive. If all three of them clot, if nothing clots, you've got O negative, because you don't have these and you don't have that. So it's pretty straightforward, but it takes a little bit of practice to get used to it. So I'm going to do a couple of them for you here and see if we can get make it look on the screen as though you can really see what's going on. So I have some artificial blood samples here, and here we have the artificial blood samples. There's Mrs. Jones and Mr. Brown and Miss something or other. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test. This happens to be Mrs. Brown. Okay, we're going to put a sample of Mrs. Brown's blood in each of these three things. I got a drop in that one, I got a drop in that one, and I drop in that one. Okay, and so now I'm going to check and see with the right reagent whether this one is going to find A. This will find antigen A. So I'm going to put some of this in the A. Just a drop will do it. And I'm going to put a drop of the B one in B. This is the RH one. The green one happens to be the RH tester stuff. And here I have whoops, my camera's falling over. I have the B. Whoops, almost put it in the RH. That would have been a mini disaster. Okay, so now I've got my three samples, and I stir them up, and I see if any of them start clotting up. Now, I have to say that these little test kits that we have here are not especially good. I really like the ones that use real blood. We used to get to do that, and then everybody could find out their blood type, and it was really kind of cool. And let me go get a piece of paper. I think you'll be able to see through it a little bit better. Stir them a little bit, see if they're going to... Sometimes it takes these guys a little while to react. When you're doing it with real blood, it takes no time at all. It reacts like instantly. Well, I'm getting zero reaction from any of these. Okay? You see, I'm not seeing little dots of clotted blood in any of them. This one down here is turning. Maybe if we give it a little bit longer. See, it's kind of changing color. Okay, well, let's make a decision here. First of all, let's say that none of them clotted. What type of blood would this be? Well, it would be O negative because it has no A or B and it has no RH. So that would be O negative blood. If we're saying that this one's changing, you can see it's a little orange compared to the other ones. Again, if it were real blood, it would have nice little dots, speckles all through it. Maybe the next sample will do that. In that case, it would be B negative. Type B, but no RH, would be B negative. If you got B and the RH, then it would be B positive. Okay, I'm going to try a different person here. See if we can get something a little more dramatic than that. This is going to be Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones. We got a thing going on. A goes in the A. B goes in the B. And RH goes in the RH. So here we have our three samples. Now this one is definitely blobbing up. This one, this time, the B is definitely getting thick and cloudy. Let's see about A. Anything happening with A? I didn't mean to splash it everywhere. Those are bubbles. Okay, and the RH is clouded up. Okay, so the A has not, but the B and the RH got thick. They clotted up. So what kind of blood would that be? That would be not A, but B, and it would be positive for RH. So this is B positive blood. Okay, it's that straightforward. You put the three in there, and if they clog up, that means that it has that particular factor on the cell. And so this would be B positive. If this didn't clot, it would be B negative. If this one only clotted, it would be A negative. If that and that clotted, it would be A positive. Okay, so that's a good start on that. A good way to practice with these is to do something like this. I made out a couple of sheets here. I made out these sheets. And look, these are some of your little things, okay? What if I put Dr. Stewart's blood in these and put the things in there, and it did that. That's the only one that clogged up. That would be O positive, right? No A or B, but yes for the RH. That would be O positive. O positive. Okay? What if I put your blood in this one, 3 dots, put the 3 things in there, and it did this. That would be AB negative, right? Because the A and the B are both there, but the RH is not. How about this guy? What is this one? This is actually my blood type, B positive. Okay, there's no A, B positive. What's this one? That would be A negative. Only A, no RH, so A negative. If you want to make yourself out half a dozen sheets like this and draw them on there, because on the lab practical, first of all, you're going to have to know what it means, but you're also going to have to be able to identify it. It probably might even just be drawn out like this, or I may get one of these if it shows up clearly enough, and take a picture of it and put that in. There's the B. It's real frosted up, so that's doing the B thing. The other thing you have to remember about this is I can only give blood to somebody who's already has whatever I have. So for me to give this blood to somebody, they have to be positive, right? They have to be RH positive. I don't have an A or B, so I could give it to anybody that has an RH. So they could be A positive, they could be B positive, they could be AB positive, they could be O positive. This is O positive blood. Now, if I have O negative blood, I can give it to anybody, right? Because I'm not giving them anything. It doesn't matter what they have. I'm not giving them something they don't already have. How about this person? Who can I give this to? Well, I can give it to somebody who's got A blood, right? Because they already have it. No, I can't. I can't give it to A. I can give it to AB because they already have A and B. Could I give it to somebody who's AB negative? Yes, this is AB negative. Could I get somebody that's AB positive? Yes, because I'm not giving them something they don't already have. So anybody that's AB, whether they're positive or negative, I could give this to them because I'm not giving them something that they don't already have. Who could get this blood? Well, somebody they couldn't if they're AB. They couldn't if they're A, right? Because, I could give it to, actually, let's put it this way. Yeah, I could give it to AB because they're not getting an A that they don't already have. They already have the B. They already have the RH. Could I give it to somebody who's B negative? No, because I'm giving them something they don't already have. Now, there are charts that you can look at and try to memorize this stuff. The easiest way to remember is to practice, and I just made a mistake there too. I haven't looked at this in a year, okay? But what you do is you just look carefully and say, anybody that has these already can get this blood. If they don't have a B or they don't have an RH, they can't get it because they're getting something that will make them react and kill themselves. Who can get this blood? Well, somebody who's A negative can get it. Somebody who's A positive can get it, right? Because I'm not giving them something they don't already have. So work on that some, because your questions on both the lecture and lab tests will probably be, what type of blood is this? Real easy, A positive. Who could receive this blood? And you look down and you see anybody that's got, already got an A and a plus can take it, because they already have the antigens that you're giving them. And therefore, sometimes it's a lot of people, can wind up taking it, because they already have, like an AB positive can take anything. They already have all three of them. So they can take O positive, O negative. They can take A positive, A negative, B negative. It doesn't matter, because nobody has an antigen that they don't have already. So AB positive, it's great to be AB positive, because you can get any blood from anybody if you get hurt. But you can't give blood to hardly anybody, because you've got all three, and most people don't. Most people are just A positive, or A negative, or B positive, like me. So I couldn't take AB, because I'd be getting an A that I don't already have. I hope that's more clarifying than confusing. All I can say is practice it some. Draw these things out and say, what it is, and then start looking around. Write out all the blood types that are possible out here and see who could get it. A, B, positive. All right, well, they have the AB, so they can take it. All right, if they have whatever you're giving them, they can take it. It's good practice. Blood typing.